What's up everybody? Today's going to be a pretty exciting day because we're actually going to be unboxing, reviewing, generally talking about my first drone. So I have the DJI Mavic, just came in today, and it's the first drone I've owned, been responsible for, am ever going to fly. So if any of you guys are also in the same boat as me and you're excited to get your first drone and have some fun with it, we're going to do that, but we're also going to talk about a few of the first steps you have to take upon getting your drone before you're actually sky ready. Now actually I wasn't expecting this drone. I ordered it on January 5th and it wasn't supposed to come in until March 20th. And I actually was going to be in the Pacific Northwest on March 20th when this was going to arrive here in Austin, Texas. So I was actually pretty miffed about that. Much to Apple's credo, they surprised and delighted. It came in today on February 24th, almost a full month ahead of schedule. So of course I ran over to Apple to pick it up during work today. First thing I did is come home and make this video. So let's jump into it. Alright, so the first thing many of you guys have probably noticed is there's a little dent or ding in the corner. When I went to actually pick it up from Apple, the guy said, look dude, I'd usually send this kind of thing back because it's a dented box and we'd ask them to send us one that's in better shape. But since these are really hard to come by and you've waited so long for it, I'd let you make the decision. Which I appreciated because I said I will take it. I figure, why make a box if you can't make a box that protects it? So we're actually gonna see it for the first time and see if there's any damage to it. Okay, so packaging's really nice. Everything's molded to fit the pieces precisely. Ooh, that's hefty. There's really good build quality on it. So here's the control that you would then, let's see, that you will pop your phone into as the display. We've got, of course, the unit itself, and let's see, the dent was on this corner, so if it affected anything it would have been the remote, which seems to be fine. Now a big reason I chose this over some of the other ones that were either cheaper, more easily accessible, have been around a while and maybe more proven, is that I can take this on a plane much easier because it folds up so small, right? So you have your legs that splay out like that. Because can you imagine getting one of those Phantom 3s, Phantom 4s on a plane? It's got to have its own bag essentially, it's gigantic. So there's the Mavic itself. And all the pockets, or all the kind of the inserts have been lined with this foam so as to further protect it. Feels like propellers for the top here. Instruction manual. So looks like to be a battery charger and power cable, micro USB cable, USB-C cable. Those are for connecting different types of phones to your remote. I'm going to be using an iPhone 6 Plus, and that's the contents of the box. We'll go ahead and get this charger set up. The bad boy just clips on here. Plug that guy into power, and we'll check out the propellers here, like spring loaded. So there's 3 little pegs, you'll match into the 3 little holes, push down, rotate. My guess is that that is that. And there's the camera on the gimbal. That's that. So now while we wait for that to charge, we should probably talk about some of the things you should, out of responsibility, do on your first drone. First is if you're flying it as a hobby, meaning you're not intending on making money off of the footage or photos taken by the drone, you still need to, no matter what, register it with the FAA. Alright, so to register your drone, you're going to go to register my UAS.faa.gov. You'll click register, and from here it's a pretty simple step process. It took me less than 5 minutes. It'll cost $5 to register. Really just needs your email address, your home address, and then it'll send you a verification email. You verify that, and then it prints you out a license certificate, some sort of card. It gives you also your license number, and you need to put that number on your drone, displayed in the open, not behind a door or battery pack or anything like that. You can etch it, you can Sharpie it, you can put it on a piece of paper and tape it, but it needs to be shown. Now, to complete your registration, you're gonna have to acknowledge a few simple guidelines. One, and probably the most general of them all, is don't be careless or reckless with your drone, or UAS. 2 is to fly below 400 feet. 3, stay away from all other aircrafts. Now that includes planes and helicopters, blimps, UFOs. And 4, don't fly near airports, stadiums, and other people. So if there's, I don't care if you're at a music festival or anything like that, if you fly over people and your drone loses connection, or you just don't know how to fly it, which is far more likely, you could crash that and really f some people up. Number 5, always fly with your drone in sight. Be able to have eye line to that drone so you know where it is at all times. Don't always trust just the visual feed you're getting on your screen. Don't fly under the influence of drugs or alcohol, and keep away from emergency responders. So police, firefighters, ambulances, they're trying to do a job. They don't need you buzzing that thing around them. So overall, just don't be reckless. Use your brain, and you should be able to have some fun with it. Now, I am not intending on using this for any commercial gain, but I do believe that there is a Class 7 license you have to pass a test for and get if you wanted to use the drone for commercial purposes. Again, someone correct me if I'm wrong. By no means am I an authority on this. This is just kind of research I've gathered through friends, through the internet, things like that. And if you need that link for the FAA website, I put it in the description below. And again, it doesn't matter what you plan on doing with it, make money, don't make money, you still have to register with the FAA no matter what. Alright, so the next thing you're going to want to do before you take your first flight is update the firmware of both the Mavic and the controller. You can do it through the app, and that's really easy. I'll show you how to do it through the computer application as well. So you just go to DJI's official website, select your drone, in this case the Mavic, select downloads, and then you'll see they both have DJI Assistant 2 for the PC and the Mac. I'm going to download the Mac one. Once you get installed, it'll look like this. We'll go ahead and do the Mavic first. So looking at it back to front, camera away from you, it's going to be on the left side. If you open up its arms, there's a small door here. Pop that door open, you'll see a micro USB port. You power on the drone. With your Mavic came a micro USB cable. Any one will work. If you have an Android, you probably have tons of these. Plug it in. Once it's plugged in, you'll see the device show up in the application. You'll do a quick search, and then up at the top it will give you the most recent firmware. In this case, I've already upgraded this one, but it'll say in a big red button, upgrade, if you aren't on the most recent one. You also have the option to downgrade the firmware. But you click that. It should take about 10 minutes to update the Mavic itself. The remote is going to work in a pretty similar fashion. So looking at the remote on its left side, you'll pop out that micro USB cable. You'll see a micro USB port in there. There you go. And so you'll see a micro USB port there. Take that same cable, plug it into the remote, with the remote powered on, and the same thing, you'll see remote control for Mavic Pro in your application. It will find the most recent firmware, match it to what's on the remote, and you'll see on this I also have the most recent one as well. Now the remote will take a little less time. It took mine about 3 to 5 minutes to update the firmware, and that's that. Okay, so we're here at a park near my house. Plenty of open space, there's nobody here. So it's a perfect place to try this out for the first time so that I'm not endangering somebody else. So what we'll do is we'll kind of unbox it. We'll go through all the calibrations and then see if we can get this thing in the air. Drone all charged up. Now to turn both of these things on, it's a short click, long click. Press once, press the second time and hold it, and you'll see it go on. Alright, so it looks like the first time it's got to be activated. Terms of use, name the aircraft. By default it's going to be mode 2. Everything, all the instructionals I've watched was in mode 2 as far as the control, right? Like which is pitch, yaw, climb, and descend. So I'm going to leave it on that until I feel more comfortable with it. Go ahead and keep everything as the default. I'm going to leave beginner mode on, obviously. So now I can do some of the calibrations. Compass calibration first. Next I'm going to do the remote controller calibration. So I did the gimbal calibration, the remote calibration, the GPS calibration. Now I think the only thing left is to get this thing in the sky. GPS is ready, home points recorded. It's in beginner mode, so the highest I'll go right now is 98 feet. More than enough. Start getting used to this. Got the green flashing light, that's ready to go. You can see the live view of the camera. Alright, so there is a auto takeoff function, or you can hold the keys, you can hold the joysticks in together. Rotors are going. You ease the left joystick up to ascend. If you let go, it just hovers. Now you have dials up here. This one is for autofocus. And this one tilts the gimbal up and down. So autofocus, it's getting lighter, getting darker. And then here on the left side, I'm panning the gimbal down and up. Now you can also tap on objects to focus on them. So I'm tapping on us right now. And we're going to try the return to home option. And this guy should know to come back right here. And here it comes. It's slowly decelerating. So I'm not doing anything. It just knows where to return. There it is. It kills its engines. And you're back. That's it. We did it. First flight. Alright, so that's it. So you've got your drone, we unpacked it, we charged everything up, we registered with the FAA, updated the firmware, ran through all the calibrations, and then we got it in the sky. So that's where I'm going to leave it for now. It's a lot of stuff, but it's enough to get you in the sky. So have some fun, be responsible with it, and I'll probably do kind of a part 2 to this, which is going over the intelligent flight systems and a little more of the advanced stuff it can do. But I'm going to just kind of get used to it for now. If there are any of you more seasoned drone owners out there, please throw your tips or critiques in the comments below. If you liked it, hit the thumbs up button. Go ahead and subscribe if you want to keep up with me and you want to check out that part 2 I do over the more advanced flight systems. I'll see you guys next time.